Hello and welcome back to another video of Brotato. Today we are playing the Mutant in the Mastering Brotato Abyssal Terror series, and I think that we can go with a lot of different weapons here, but I kind of want to try out the quarterstaff. I also think it's pretty nice and easy to use. It has primitive weapon class and also medieval, which means you get a ton of free tank stats, and we also get additional XP gain, which combos really well with our passive because we have negative 66% XP required to level up, and this thing gives us increased XP gain. So the more of them we have, the faster we will level up. So we're just going to be speed running levels here. We can pretty much take anything actually. I'm even going to take crit. Crit, melee damage, sure. Let's just take whatever we find. Quarterstaff, roll again, roll again. Oh, XP gain, roll, roll, lock the quarterstaff, and keep going. We can't only afford to have two of them because they are pretty expensive. One of the more expensive weapons, especially since we are playing the mutant. But over time, we are easily going to upgrade them at least to tier 2/3, which is really all we need. If we have all tier 3 weapons by the end of this run, I'm pretty happy with that. And the way we're going to make sure we get at least those tier 2s is by rolling through. Wait, let's do a little reroll. It takes some melee damage. A bit of luck can help. Quarterstaff, 2% XP gain. This is a very rare situation where I am really tempted to take the Scar first. But the thing is, oh, it's so hard not to do. You know what? I'm going to take the Scar. I'm sorry, guys. So normally what you would do is you take the Quarterstaff and then roll and lock another Quarterstaff because you have a incredibly high chance to find the weapon. Well, there's kind of more to it than this, but pretty much you can think about it this way. The weapon you have equipped, you always have a higher chance to find that weapon in the shop when a weapon does appear. But in the first two shops, it is incredibly easy to find because you always see two weapons and the chance is kind of close to 50%. It's not actually that close, but it's definitely closer than in the later waves where that chance falls off. Oh, no, we don't have enough. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and buy the Corrupted Shard then and just keep going because we want to pick up that Quarterstaff and the Scar. Any XP gain we can get is going to make this strategy a lot better. It might seem bad because you're like, oh, like, isn't this really tough? Like, you can't actually buy that many things. Yes, in a way, but leveling up does give you so many stats that missing out on shops is not the biggest deal. I'd say the worst part of it is that you can't buy that many weapons, so it's really difficult to find all tier 4 weapons. But for us, it's not going to really matter too much. Wait, let's go and clear out all these enemies. Can we get the sea pig here? No. Okay, I knew we couldn't get it. We shouldn't have gone for it. We'll take some attack speed. Armor, sure. Crit chance, sure. Why not? Coupon, Scar, Quarterstaff. Anything else? Oh, tier 2, okay. And a bag. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the bag. Gives additional materials when we pick up a loot crate. Oh, a stonefish. Let's make sure that guy dies. But yeah, it can feel pretty rough not being able to buy many things in the shop, but you can alleviate that a tiny bit by getting things like the coupon. Coupon can absolutely help you reduce those prices, but it's not really that important. What's important is that you're picking up the right items because everything's so expensive, you want to make sure you're not picking up things you don't really need. And in our case, that is just going to be a lot of quarterstaffs and some really high value items, at least early on. We can be a little bit more spendy later, but early on we definitely have to be a little bit less. So, see, I pretty much only picked up quarterstaffs and items which give me additional materials. And you'll say, oh, we picked up the corrupted shard, right? Yes, it gives a little bit of damage percent, but the important thing is that it actually gives us curse, which pays itself back. Because the more cursed enemies we kill, the more materials we get. And then we also have chances to find cursed loot in the shops, which is also a big deal. Like, if we find one cursed quarterstaff this run, I'll be happy. That'd be amazing. We don't need it, but it's just so nice because you get even more XP gain on the passive, and you also just deal more damage. So you could say we're struggling for now, but it's just because we don't have the weapons quite yet. Once we have them, it's going to be a walk in the park. Some dodge, we can actually just take that. It is a tier 3 upgrade, and some luck. And some max HP or damage percent. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna be safe because I'd recommend you guys to take the HP. So I'm not gonna do the opposite, and I'm gonna do what I'm telling you guys to do. Clawtree is amazing. Melee damage is actually pretty good with the scaling, 65% on the tier 2. And you can see the XP gain is adding up relatively quickly. Plus the weapon, tier 1 quarterstaff is dealing 28 damage per hit. And it also is giving us 3 armor and free dodge, and free max HP because of the medieval and primitive weapon class. So just an overall really nice item. And I'd say I enjoy using it more so on the mutant than most other characters. I think there's like one other character I like with the quarterstaff. Oh yeah, it's the vagabond. But the thing about the vagabond is that you have to use 6 different weapons, so it's a completely different game when you're playing the vagabond. With the mutant, we can just have a bunch of quarterstaffs and stack up that XP gain really easily. And you can see our damage is really nice, right? The only reason enemies are getting close to us is because our attack speed is a bit bad. But we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. Once we find those level ups and that give us, 15, 20% attack speed, perfect example. We're gonna feel a lot better about our attack speed. More luck is okay. Claw is okay. Recycling machine, is this? Ooh, that's a really expensive recycling machine. I can't skip it though out of principle. It will pay itself off even if it is that expensive. Let's see, anything else? It's important to also make sure you're re-rolling. Salt Shaker, I think, is worth it. Gives melee damage, attack speed, and movement speed. So really nice stats for us, especially since movement speed is even more important when you're playing a melee build than when you're playing a ranged build. Because you have to get into melee range of elites and final bosses, and some of them just do a lot of projectiles which come directly out of the boss. So if you're standing right in front of it, it can be pretty bad. So that's where the speed will come in to help. But yeah, we have not been struggling at all. The only thing is that we absolutely need to get these weapons to tier 2 and then to tier 3 eventually. So we don't want to pick up, like I said, too many items that are not really impactful enough, because we are paying a lot more for our items than other characters would. Oh, I wanted to clear out that clump. I shouldn't have gone for the tree. We can recycle that. So this is where the recycling machine is going to pay itself off. Melee damage is okay. We don't want range. Tier 3 upgrade, please. More melee damage. This, we could take lifesteal, but I don't think it's worth it. It's a little too expensive for me. And a black belt. Because it gives XP gain, I'm willing to take it. Let's see, a celery as well, plus a dangerous bunny. Oh, actually, you know what? Weirdly enough, the dangerous bunny I'd say is not very good. Because our shops are way too expensive, so we don't really use that many rerolls. And that just means that the dangerous bunny is really only going to be saving us a very small amount each round. And it might pay itself off eventually. But I want to get strong enough to make sure we can clear out the next difficult wave, which is going to be wave 11 elite. And yeah, that's okay. So if you also have a wave 11 elite, you should definitely be following along exactly how I'm playing. Don't spend materials on things that are not going to have any impact until way later in your run. The recycling machine is an exception because it's actually, I think it might have already paid itself off just from picking up 2 loot crates. The recycling machine is so crazy value, has such crazy high value that it really does pay itself off, even on the mutant. I think within probably 3 waves on average or something ridiculous. It's just so good. And a black flag. Okay, +1 material when you kill cursed enemies. We also get plus 10% enemies. You know what, let's take it. It's pretty good. More luck is okay, and more crit chance, and some dodge. Sure, we'll just take dodge. Normally I wouldn't do that because... Okay, let's see what we can find. We don't want any of this, actually. Another black belt, we're going to take that. Attack speed. Yeah, normally I would skip the black flag in a situation like this. But would I? But it gives plus 10% enemies, which is the important part. We're pretty good at killing small enemies. It's going to be the bosses we're going to struggle with since our weapons aren't upgraded yet. And you might actually just have much better luck than me and have already all tier 2 quarterstaffs. I wouldn't be surprised. The range on Mutant is pretty massive, especially if you are buying anything that isn't a weapon. Because the second you buy something, pretty much half of your materials are gone, which means you're no longer able to roll and find more quarterstaffs. Does that mean you should never buy items? No, in my opinion, I don't think that's right, because the stats can kind of make up for it. This character has insane scaling, absolutely insane. So if we do manage to upgrade our weapons, while taking all of these nice items early on, we're gonna be incredibly strong later. We do gotta be a little careful, since we have plus 10% enemies. You can see it's kind of obvious with all these enemies coming at us. Okay, tier 2 upgrade, no thank you. Tier 3, thank you. Plus 3 armor is okay, damage percent, and let's see, attack speed? Or crit, maybe? One more. Okay, crit, there we go. Melee damage and max HP. And then the banner, 10% attack speed. So for example, these are, I'd say, worth taking. I think personally, these are absolutely worth taking. Okay, we're against this guy. So this is one of the ones that's going to be a little bit more difficult, since he does have ranged abilities, which you actually kind of get forced, or which kind of force you to move out of melee range a lot. Like in this case. And the issue isn't actually the boss himself, right? It's more so the other enemies which are there. And then this phase 2 is also a little bit of an issue, because he shoots projectiles directly out of his body, and that can be pretty bad for a melee character, since it makes it difficult for you to get into melee range safely. Like, I can't tell you, oh, you know, just walk into melee range and keep hitting him. No, I might have to give up this boss kill, because I don't want to risk the run, right? And that's just sometimes how it goes. If this were a different elite, we could absolutely kill it easily. It really depends on the elite. I could kind of go for it here, but you see we have 2 seconds left. It's just not worth it. Just give it up. It's okay, we'll get the next elite. Recycle, reroll, reroll, HP regen, or speed. I don't really want that HP regen, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I'd rather just get something like this, but it's also really expensive. We did finally find a quarterstaff. Another Cyclops worm. Let's see, can we find a cursed injection? Okay, so that's gonna be worth it. Only -1 max HP for some damage percent is really nice. Was that our first cursed item in this run? It might have been, right? I wasn't really keeping track of that. I think it was. That's kind of crazy, because we have we only have 12 cursed actually. It's not too crazy. One cursed item, not too bad though. Injection is pretty nice. I would have taken it without the curse, but with the curse, it pretty much doubled the effectiveness. Yeah, I'd say it pretty much doubled, because it went from 7% damage percent and -2 max HP to and then doubled both of those. So, well, doubled the positive effect and lowered the negative effect is what it did. So 14% damage and -1 max HP, which is perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. More damage. If we had a bit more damage or upgraded quarterstaffs, we could have definitely killed the giant isopod elite. More max HP is amazing, thank you. Attack speed or damage percent? I'd say attack speed because we have much less of that. Normally I would skip range, but we have a pretty big negative range building up, so I'll go ahead and take that. And 20 luck, yeah sure, we'll go ahead and take that as well. Some more of this. No bunny. Armor for damage percent. This would be safe, but it's so expensive. I want more quarterstaffs. There we go. So we just got a lot more. Oh, and another one. Perfect. So we just got way more XP gain. Also, you definitely don't have to go with the quarterstaff, but I do think this weapon is actually pretty strong and kind of underused, I'd say. It's not actually... I feel like it's not really offered as a starting weapon in a lot of characters, which is probably one of the reasons why it's kind of underused. But the other reason is that it just doesn't have a lot of flair. You just hit things. It's a regular weapon, but it has really good weapon class bonuses. At least for the early game. Just flat max HP bonus, armor, and dodge. That's amazing, right? so much survivability. And if you're doing this exact build that I'm doing, it also has really high base damage, which means all you need to do is get them to tier 3, and they will be extremely strong. If we can get them to tier 4, that'd be insane, but that's really difficult on the Mutant. It's so hard to get things to tier 4. Recycle. I want some more crit chance. Okay, there we go. And no, I don't really want these. I'll take some dodge. I wanted a tier 3 upgrade at least. Okay, another quarterstaff, so now they are all tier 2. Look at that, 85% based on our XP gain. So XP gains at 135%, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, sorry, based on our current level, right? Yeah, based on our current level. And then also 65% scaling based on melee damage at tier 2. And that gets really, really good scaling. If we can get it a bit better. Actually, I'm going to go and skip this. We don't really need it. We genuinely just want... Okay, XP gain I'm not going to skip. I was going to say more quarterstaffs, but I can't skip XP gain. That's so bad. XP gain directly correlates to more damage because we level up more, which means our quarterstaffs also get better scaling damage. Or better base damage, I should say. I'm just going to kind of walk through here. And look, I just walked through 2 enemies, I think, and I'm still almost full HP. The one thing I will say is I haven't really taken any healing. A little bit of lifesteal would go a long way in an upgrade. So I should definitely pick up a lifesteal upgrade at some point. That will do a lot for us. If I can get like, I'd say even remotely close to 10% lifesteal, that would be amazing. That's plenty of regeneration for us. But even just like 6% or something would be nice. There's not really much reason to move out of our area here. Just keep killing as much as we can. Okay, more luck we don't need. HP regen, you know what, I'm gonna take it. And melee damage, I'll take that as well. This goldfish, okay. Quarterstaff, there we go, that's our first tier 3. Plus 9% XP gain. It's 100% current level scaling and 80% melee damage scaling. It has, look at the stat difference. Also attacks way faster. So it's just like so much better. I could have also picked up oh, we're against an elite. This is the prisoner. I could have also picked up that cape for the dodge and lifesteal. It wouldn't be bad. Definitely actually pretty good. But I kind of try to avoid picking those up, especially not just because it's a guide video and I know it's hard to find those, but also just because it's really expensive on the Mutant, so it's not even necessarily like a must-have, even though it kind of gives us 2 stats we really want, dodge and lifesteal. It's still like fine, we can easily win this without it. And that's the boss kill, so we're full HP again. Now we just run through and clear all of these guys out that are shooting projectiles at us. Focus all of these projectile shooting enemies, get out of the way, and we're good. Look at that. Completely calm now, everything is fine. And you also don't want to forget, I did take additional enemies with the black flag, so I'm sure your run won't be quite as hectic. You will have slightly less materials than me, but that... Okay, well... I just skipped this in the shop and then it gets offered to me. Well, if it's from the elite, I will take it. 20% dodge is amazing, right? And some lifesteal, the one stat we're really looking for right now. So now I don't... Okay, I was going to say I don't feel obligated to take it, but I am going to take it. So now we have 9% lifesteal, really nice. And let's see. We could take a tentacle for some crit chance. It's really expensive. I'm going to look for quarterstaffs. I don't care too much about these other things right now. Just pick up all the quarterstaffs I can. I'm pretty much just going to skip everything else. Our stats are so good, and they're only really being held back by the fact that we have a bunch of tier 2 quarterstaffs. So if we can get all tier 3 quarterstaffs, that'd be amazing. So if you do make it to this point in the run safely and you're sitting around the same position in the me, or if you're in about the same position as me, then I'd say you should really prioritize finding your quarterstaffs. So I'm just going to be doing a lot of re-rolling. Even if I see some, even if I see something that's good, no, it doesn't matter. If it's not great, I don't want it. I only want more quarterstaffs because the scaling damage once you upgrade them is so much better that that is absolutely going to be our best source of damage increase. or damage scaling now. Okay, very nice. Super easy wave. 4 armor. Well, I mean, it's a tier 4 upgrade. I'm not going to skip that. Crit chance as well. Oh, I'm so tempted to take that. But we only have 1.5% scaling. So I'm going to go and skip it. Quarterstaff, thank you. And another quarterstaff. There you go. So we're almost at all tier 3 quarterstaffs. And we are against the jellyfish. This enemy, a little bit strange. He shoots out a lot of projectiles. But you can kind of just sit near him and hit him. You do have to try and dodge these. When he turns red, you can just back up a little bit to avoid him. But you can sit in his inner ring for the most part. Especially if you're as strong as we are at this point. It's not really that scary. And he's dead. There you go. Yep. Yeah, I mean, we have 82 health. We have nearly capped dodge. We deal a lot of damage. And we have a lot of lifesteal. So, not much to worry about. Jellyfish, yeah. Like I said, you just sit in his first ring. Inside of his projectile range, so you can't get hit. And then you just, when he turns red, you can back up a little bit to dodge. Or if you have good reactions, you can just move left or right to dodge when you see them come out. Okay, clear out all of these. And there we go. Very nice. A lucky coin. Okay, just a bunch of luck, sure. Very nice. Let's see what else we get here. Okay, the luck is not working, guys. It's not working. Where's the luck? Where's the luck, guys? Okay, +3. You know what? I'm just gonna take lifesteal. It's too expensive. Everything is too expensive. A cursed bag. Okay, it's a little bit too late for that. The gnome would be nice, but it's so expensive. I still would rather just get more quarterstaffs. There we go. And a snail. Okay, I'll definitely take a snail. I think I've always been a, what's the word? Not an endorser. I forgot what's the right word. I always supported the, or advertised for the snail. I think the snail is incredible. It's one of the few items in the game that slows enemies and pretty much just applies it to all of them immediately. And if it's cursed, oh my god, that's amazing. If you had the cursed snail, tasers, wandering bot, and then some other slow effect like the ugly tooth, you can make enemies incapable of moving. Like, almost incapable of moving. And even just a snail on its own, I feel like it doesn't have like a noticeable difference when you're playing, especially if it's not cursed, but it will actually help you without you even realizing it, like, a lot. Okay, recycle, recycle. It's too late for that. More crit chance. More crit chance. Snail, quarterstaff. Quarterstaff. Ooh, claw tree. I'll take that. And a corrupted shard. It's pretty late. 6% damage for this much materials. I think I'd rather just find another quarterstaff tier 2. You can see the tier 4, 100% melee damage scaling and 125% current level scaling. So it's for 214 base compared to this 164. 50 additional damage on that. That's amazing, right? So if we had a bunch of tier 4s, the final wave would be a joke. But that is one of the weaknesses of the mutant. You get so many stats and you have very good long-term scaling, but it's really difficult to upgrade everything or get a lot of items. Which is why I said we really just need tier 3 quarterstaffs. And you saw right after about wave 14, I pretty much stopped buying anything except for quarterstaffs, because I just wanted to get them all to tier 3, because that is the realistic tier for us. Just tier 3 is realistic. If you try to go for all tier 4 quarterstaffs, you're probably not going to have enough XP gain from items or things like that, and it can be really difficult. Make sure we're picking up the fruits so we can get a bit of healing. We are still a little vulnerable. We don't have the most insane healing ever. Let's make sure we get in there at the last few seconds. Okay, try to get all the way in there, don't waste any health. It's a little too late for this. Small fish is actually okay, I'll take that. A lot of speed. It's so many materials though. I mean, I'll still take it because it's cursed, it's fine. And melee damage, absolutely. Plus, capped our dodge right at the end. And a cursed quarterstaff. So I said if I get one cursed quarterstaff, I'll be happy. We actually managed to do it. Look at that scaling. Let's look at it. 183% current level scaling, 146% melee damage scaling. It actually hits harder than a tier 4 now. Oh, whoa, no, 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 no. Wait. I didn't want to buy that. No. That was a misclick. I just got the most. Okay, well, I basically played double for the quarterstaff because I bought an extra stomach on accident. Alright, well, it's wave 20. Let's go. Where are the bosses? Oh, they're all the way over here. Okay, you guys are far away. Be careful. When they turn red, they will start shooting projectiles. So you want to back off a little bit. Just like this, right? And if you don't see an opportunity to hit only one of them, you probably don't want to go in quite yet, because they will cause you issues if you try to hit them both at the same time, or get in melee range of both of them at the same time. Just take your time, nice and easy, kill. Take a look at this, right? You might not dodge as well as me, but that doesn't, I don't think that'll matter too much. I mean, I also have 60% dodge and almost 90 health, so we clearly have plenty of stats. I don't think I've dropped below, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I don't think I've dropped below 80 health this entire time. And yeah, not an insanely fast boss kill or anything, but incredibly safe, right? There's nothing scary here that has happened so far. And all I did was walk circles and slightly move away from one of the bosses as I hit him. But yeah, that is the Mutant. I hope you guys enjoyed. Very fun character. Look how few items we had actually. Almost nothing, not even 2 rows completely. But yeah, maybe leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Next time we will be playing the Generalist, and you can go ahead and leave any comments or anything below. But that's it for today, okay? Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.